Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Good morning, my beautiful people. Look at that, starting on time, 10 a.m. on the dot, sharp. That's what we call 10 a.m. sharp. Anyways, guys, as many of you know, we need to say some prayers this morning. I'm starting right in. I wish I could say that, Marianne, but there's nothing here. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy. Hey, guys, it's nice to see you. I don't know if you guys were here for my, we need to say good morning to Justin Frall. He might not be up this early. Let's just say hi to him. Hi, Justin. I'm never going to get tired of doing that. I'm just not. We don't need a chicken dance. We just need a funny goat screaming. Anyways, so we went back to a very frustrating interview. This is one of the first ones that the stepfather lost his cool. The stepfather, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. For those that are here, hey, Groovy Gal, it's nice to see you. Rod, let me go up here to say hi to a few people before we dive right in. It's nice to see everybody this morning. We got MTB, Peggy, Sonia, Maria, good morning. True Crime Addict, you can't see me. I can see you. Liar. Just saying. Phil from across the pond, it's nice to see you this beautiful afternoon for you. Sonia, it's nice to see you. Jennifer, Donna, it's nice to see you. The real me too. Good morning, beautiful. Angel, it's nice to see you. Smiley's World, good morning. Adriana, Little Orange Man, it's nice to see you. Sonia, I think I said hi already to you. I can tell when I say it. I'm like, wait a minute, I said that name. Good morning. So you get 2 from Bullhorn Betty. VA, it's nice to see you. Kendra, YouTuber, Crazy Cat Lady, Frank, Teresa, it's nice to see you. Butterfly Kisses, Darren, Mary Ann, good morning. Happy Saturday to you too. Marion, no arrest just yet. Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy, good morning. MJ, Smiley's World. I know I said that name before, but I'll say it again. Good morning. Crafty Nana, it's nice to see you. Guidance, our beautiful Guidance is up in the house. Maria, good morning. Did I say hi to you, MJ? If I didn't, good morning. Brown-eyed girl. Gigi for life. It's nice to see you. Groovy gal. Rod. Melody. It's nice to see you. Who else we got? Bam Bam. Good morning. Now we just need our pebbles, and we've got the Flintstone crew. I should stop it. They're going to start smacking me. Oh, I'm going to come in here and somebody's going to change their name to like Fred and Wilma. Above all else, it's nice to see you. Hope Floats, Ash Cash, good morning. Southern Grammy Crochets, it's nice to see you. Canadian True Crime, it's nice to have you as well. Virginia, good morning. Tracy, it's nice to see you. Robin, Gypsy Girl, good morning. Dixie, it's nice to see you. Bossy Sister, we all got them. Or we're one of them. Dwight, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Who else do we have? I think I said Rosemary, it's nice to see you. Christy Crispy, it's nice to see you as well. I think Marilyn, if I didn't say hi to you, good morning. I think I got through everybody. The people that were here before or further up the list, good morning. Our bush watchers, good morning. It's nice to see everybody. The haters, it's nice to see you. Happy Saturday. We're here to learn some things. I have changed our settings to 24 hours. We started getting a little bit of trolls since you guys can't control yourself, or your pitiful behavior will control it for you. I'm just saying, not playing. So we're here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and we know why we're getting attacked. There's a lot of information that's starting to make its way to social media that's not looking very good. We've known what we felt. We've been condemned for how we felt. And now we get some validity and validation to some of the things that we were believing to be true, theorizing. I think Seth knew from the beginning his son didn't walk out. I think from the beginning, he knew something was wrong. He was the one that noticed his son's shoes there. He's the one that came to the public and said, look, my son doesn't leave the house without shoes. And he cited a very specific incident that caused his son to always put his shoes on. He knew the specific incident. He remembers when it happened. He knows the behavior of his son changed and was altered from that experience. And so he's felt a little odd about this from the very beginning, but he maintains he feels his son is still out there, and he's hopeful to be reunited with his son. And we want nothing more than to make sure that that does happen. And I keep trying to express upon people, we do have our theories, and don't let your theories override your good judgment and common sense. And the photo that we're seeing is showing, in my opinion, it's showing with morning snacks. That reminds me, if you guys got a coffee, drink them. Instead of you got one rolled, smoke it. We don't do that over here. I'm sure some of you guys indulge in that, the wacky tobacco. But over here on the Bullhorn Betty show, we kind of like the wacky coffee. So we like putting stuff in our coffee like caramel and mocha, and maybe some cream, maybe some foam. I mean, we get a little wild over here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, and it gets a little hot in the kitchen. It gets a little hot in the kitchen. So if you got one poured, drink it. Okay, we're gonna be drinking over here. Get some energy. Don't go to sleep. We need you here. And always remember, we're classy, sassy, and a bit smart-assy. And always remember, it's better to be a smart-ass than it is to be a dumbass. I'm just saying. Okay, just to make sure we're all on the right page this morning. So these pictures have kind of come out, and they're not looking good. But again, we're not seeing anything detrimental yet. What we're seeing is in my opinion, is Sebastian not willingly leaving the home. That's what we see. And there's been a lot of information out there that suggests that this is a custody and a custodial interference type of situation. Now, that is how, that's what we can look at. Now, at the end of the day, this does look like, unfortunately, a teenager that's not walking at minimum. Okay. But we've been deciphering the photos of what we believe could have happened. You guys have all seen them. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me pull them up here and get them ready to present to you guys in just a second. I forgot to pull those up. So let me get those all in a previewer so we can go back over and review them here in just a hot second. Where are they? I know I've got them. Okay, there's one. Then we got 2 and 3. I like that one. I like that one. I think these are I think these might be the 3. No, there's got to be another one. I know there's another one. There it is. Okay, and then we got 4. And then I'll go ahead and put this one up too. Okay, so I've got all the ones that I need. I just need to put them in a previewer so I can share the screen here at the appropriate time. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to waste y'all's time here. Okay, so let's get back. What we're going to do first before we jump into the videos, we're going to finish up the last little bit of the interview of Duchess. Now, what we found, because of all this new revelation of information coming out, and it's quite a jaw dropper, Is SW in here? Good morning, love bug. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. We learned in the interview, I think the most important thing that we've gotten out of the interview, now there was a lot of different things, but they were minor. I think the most important thing in wording in that interview with Web Sleuths that we got was when Seth came on the show. He called into Web Sleuths. And, Chris was really hot under the collar. Obviously at this point, Chris is telling people that they're communicating, which they weren't. Seth was sending him emails. They weren't responding. Seth was supposed to have spoken with the spokesperson, Tony Mathis. This was when Tony Mathis was just introduced to everybody and hopefully was going to be the national spokesperson for the family front and try to keep the family, together as a tight-knit powerhouse so they could, work to find their son. Well, Chris and Katie didn't want that. They wanted nothing to do with Tony. They wanted nothing to do with Seth. They wanted nothing to do with, public information and keeping everything contained. They didn't want it. They just wanted this all to go away. They didn't want to they didn't realize the attention was here. They needed to manage it. And they weren't managing it. And when they realize that it's here and it's not being managed, they go to the worst people of the worst to try to represent them or do whatever they knew that they were capable of doing, which they did, causing a lot of misinformation, disinformation, distractions, and now mocking the work that people are doing to try to find Sebastian from the unscrupulous PI that says he's here to find Sebastian. You would think that somebody that's here for Sebastian, seeing these images, would want to get down and dirty about where they came from. Because like he said, if he had any evidence that his clients are responsible, he would be the first one to stop working for them. That's what he said, or something to that effect on the Lore Lodge. So now he's being presented with information and he's mocking the information. Instead of trying to find out whether it holds water or not holds water, he automatically mocks the information and dismisses it, which tells me he is not paid to find Sebastian. He is paid to run interference and hinder the parent, the mom and stepdad, his clients, from being prosecuted. That's really what he's being hired to do. And God knows what he has been out there doing in those woods. Has he been planting stuff? I don't know. $15,000 buys you a lot of unscrupulous PI work, if I had to think about it. But to be presented with some legitimate, like any PI would look at this and want to get to the bottom of it immediately instead of mocking it and turning it into a Shoals foot commercial, right? How disrespectful for a 15-year-old that you say you're only representing. He said that Sebastian is his client. Yet he's mocking information that could show that somebody was taking Sebastian out of his home. That doesn't sound like somebody that's working for this kid. That sounds like somebody that's working for the persons that did something or moved this kid. So we'll go back to, thank you guys. Aw, thank you so much, Angel of Light. I bless you. Thank you so much in Smiley's World. Also, morning snacks. I want to smack you every time. You and Jen both do that. Snacks. I don't know why it is, but that part in Olivia's video, I rolled my eyes the first time I heard it. Every time after it, I still roll my eyes. It almost sounds like she got gunk up her nose when she wanted to talk about the snacks. It sounded like she was like talking. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. It just drove me nuts. It was almost as bad as like the fingernails on the chalkboard. You know what I'm saying? Like when she said it, it just drove me nuts. Jen knew it drove me nuts. And she started teasing me, driving me nuts with the snacks because they're snacks. Snacks. That's what it was. It wasn't snacks. It was snacks. That's right. Snacks. So let's get over to the last little bit. Oh, yeah, let me get back to that. Chris, the most important thing is when he was referring. So Seth comes on the channel. Seth starts asking him about his mother, Cruella, and whether she may have his son or hiding his son out. He lost his stuff. And listen, when it was referred to when Sebastian went missing, he kept saying, you know where my mom was Sunday night. Sunday night. My mom wasn't anywhere around there Sunday night, even though he was talking about Warsham's the next morning, the Monday. Chris kept referring to it Sunday night as Sebastian's disappearance. Not between midnight and 6 a.m. the next morning. And that right there, to me, was bombshell statement. And maybe we caught onto it once before, and maybe have forgot about that we caught onto that he was referring to the night before. But at this point, now we're like, whoa. He knows when something happened to this child. He knows the exact moment that something happened to this child. How? And see, he was so angry, and this is why I got this video, but he was so angry, he was going to have leakage. Now that I understand what that word is and what it means, that's exactly what I believe we got out of the that whole entire interview. More than anything else is that Chris spoke with authority and knowledge when he was screaming at Seth about, you know where my mom was. Sebastian, for a year, we've been told by the mom and stepdad, disappeared between midnight and 6 a.m. on Monday morning. So when he is being asked about his mom taking Sebastian and hiding him out, why is he screaming at Seth about, you know where my parents were on Sunday? He wasn't talking about Sunday. He was absolutely talking about Monday, allegedly. And then he says, my mom was here, because Seth is talking about when his son disappeared. We've been told for a year that his son disappeared a Monday morning. And when he's addressing who took his son and whether Chris's mom has his son, he's referring to a time on Sunday evening. That is a problem for me in light of Peter Hyatt's assessment that something happened to this child probably around or close to the 10 p.m. marker. And people remind me that's also the exact time that this thud is heard, and around the same time that Katie picked up the phone and called her husband and stayed on that call for a significant amount of time. Thank you, Melanie, saying happy Sunday. Betty, Delilah, Mods, chat, love to all. Thank you. And Udi donated 1 Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Udi, thank you. And welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. We can use that for so many things. It's such a versatile button. It's just a versatile button. We can use it to say hi to Justin. We can use it to say welcome to the Insane Asylum. It's a versatile little button. Okay, what can I say? Canadian Cookie, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. So that's really the most important, and I don't know where that is. Hold on, let me see this. Let me go back to, I think it was right around here, wasn't it? This is when, let's listen.
Be talking about it on social media.
Okay,
But
I'm
here's-
trying
As
to,
a PI,
let's see.
the hours before he went missing. I think that's all we know for certain. Now, I want to ask all of you, what is the next step? Chloe and Heather, I'll go to you two first, and then I'll go to the two gentlemen.
to my parents.
Here it is.
What?
Let's watch it.
I think we're just trying to talk things out, and I don't even know if this should happen.
Okay, here.
If it was a special thing, a mother and a son bonding and just having a good time.
I'm not being ugly at all.
I'm not. I'm making.
I mean, is this a normal day for them on a weekend? for them to do
our
all
days fluctuate.
He
Monday?
would never answer, and he still has never answered to this day whether that was a normal weekend for the mom and stepson. He argues and twists the question around and goes on this I don't want to answer and shame on you campaign every time you try to find out something very benign, like was it a normal weekend? Yeah, every weekend they go out and do something. No, this was not a normal weekend. They got a wild hair up their butt and decided to go, and they had things to do, and she wanted to do something fun with her son. It was kind of spur of the moment. There's nothing can be taken or deducted from that, but this commotion he's causing just to answer a simple question as to, was this a normal weekend is what's got everybody kind of a little like, what?
Through Friday, we're a working family, just
But
like
it's getting to the
everybody
point
else
where
out
your
there.
guys are going to want to
And when
hear.
the weekend comes, that's when you get a lot of stuff done. You go a lot of places, you do a lot of things. And a lot of times that's where, you go and spend time with your kids and do extra things. Sebastian's not in sports like most kids. So we don't spend ball time at the ballpark. When Seth has Sebastian on the weekends,
Listen to all the stuff. When he's asked what they do, he doesn't really have anything. He gives excuses. We work, blah, blah, blah. We're just a normal family. But when it goes to Seth, it seems like Seth is the one that does things with his son, not these parents that have this nice, beautiful house and a lot more money to do a lot better things and take him a lot of nicer places and do things with him because they have a little bit more net worth to be able to do those things, but they don't. Listen to whether this was a normal weekend or not. It's turned into them not wanting to answer, and all of a sudden, his father takes him places. Listen to this.
he goes and does fishing and things like that with Sebastian just as well. I mean, Seth works long hours. I work long hours.
But Seth has.
And I'm not
I
saying
mean,
any of that is
you gotta-
suspicious at all, Chris. I'm just asking if that was normal.
See?
Because if it wasn't normal and he was overstimulated, that could be a
gonna try that
reason
right.
for him to have ran out of the house.
No, he was
Okay.
not overstimulated.
Okay, so that wasn't one of the possible reasons for him to
I
leave.
got the rights.
Here's what I'll say. Everything is on the table.
Let it.
Nothing has been taken off the table, period. That's the same statement law enforcement has made. That's the same statement I'm going to tell you
No,
every
there's a
single day in and
possibility
day out.
Katie might son to your mother and father. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Say it one more time.
Do you not want to say that? But we can move on. So
No. I want to hear it.
Okay, it's coming up. Here it is. Here it
There's
is.
a
This is
rumor
the
out there,
bombshell.
That
that your mom and your dad have Sebastian. It's been brought up to me.
Seth, you know darn good and well. You got a question about my
I'm just
mother.
asking.
You pick up the
Did they
phone
take him
and
somewhere
you call.
to like a boot camp or anything like that? And
So he's asking him if they took him anywhere to a boot camp, if they, he's just trying to find out what happened to his son. And he's trying to dispel rumors. And now you're about to listen. Now, this is the information that I said to me is the most important out of the entire interview. This was the unintentional information leakage that came out about this case, in my opinion. And I think we didn't take it. It wasn't as important to us when this was going on because we didn't know better. Now we know better. And it's like, it's glaring. It is glaring. It seems that Chris knows exactly when Sebastian was no longer inside that house or no longer in that house. He appears to know that whatever happened to Sebastian did not happen on Monday morning between midnight and 6 a.m. Listen, open your ears, folks. Open your ears, please.
Katie just thought I wouldn't accept it.
I don't think
Hold
Seth
on.
is being accusatory. I think he's just trying to clear up a bunch of BS that's been online.
Right. And I'm trying, and I'm telling you, if he's had this suspicion, he's got my mother's phone number. He can pick up the phone and call her. She is not afraid to
No,
answer any
Chris, I'm not
questions.
saying you. I don't want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real simple, Seth.
To put it to the rest.
So if
You have seen the
if for any reason they were having communications like they said that they were having, like Chris has been implying that they've been in good communication, then why is he begging to speak to him and Katie? It seems to me they cut off all communication with Seth. That is a red flag. You have a child in your care, custody, and control. That child disappears, and the father wants answers, and you cut off all communications. You know who else cut off all communications? Brian Laundrie's parents to Gabby Petito's parents. Kind of funny that's what happens when you know you're responsible, or that you're somebody in your family is responsible, how quickly you forget people's phone numbers.
I said you. I don't want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real simple, Seth.
To put it to the rest.
You have seen the video footage of Seth on Sunday. Don't tell me you hadn't. I know you have. You sat in the room with all the agents.
No, they didn't show me the video footage, buddy.
So you didn't see, you weren't sitting in a room with law enforcement, the district attorney, when they showed you a video, when you wanted proof of life, saying that you hadn't seen proof since Friday. When you've been at my house the first 3 damn days.
Sunday, buddy.
Chris,
Now you see how hostile Chris is getting. This is not normal if all this stuff was known to everybody. First and foremost. Secondly, he's talking about him coming to his house the first 3 days. That has nothing to do with where his son has to be. He's very hostile here for no reason, and he's about to put his foot in his mouth. Oops, not going back. There.
When you've been at my house the first 3 damn days.
Sunday, buddy.
Chris, let Seth speak. Go ahead, Seth.
And he even
Chris,
said
they
it
showed
was
me
Sunday.
Video proof of him coming out of Texas Roadhouse on Sunday.
On a Sunday night. You damn right.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I think it's awfully funny. If you guys remember, this interview with law enforcement was only with Seth and Katie. Chris was not there, yet Chris acts like he knows what happened. Okay, let's finish.
Right.
Just
Hold on, let's go back 15 seconds.
Let Seth speak. Go ahead, Seth.
Chris, they showed me video proof of him coming out of Texas Roadhouse on Sunday.
On a Sunday night. You damn right.
Just Chris.
Seth, I got a problem with you sitting here making these accusations.
He's asking a question.
Because if you got a problem with them, guess what?
Let's squash it.
I think we're just trying to talk things out, and I don't even know if this should be public, honestly.
Same.
Okay, here's all the public knowledge you need on this deal. Law enforcement has talked to my parents.
Listen.
My whole family. Once again, the statement is true, what law enforcement says. Just because you hear a rumor doesn't make it true.
Chris,
I don't think he said it was true. I think he's just trying to clarify.
He said
That's not clarifying. No, stop sitting here trying to defend his actions. Stop.
Now remember, he's very angry. This is when things slip out.
Okay.
The fact is, Chris, is I'm trying to squash the rumor. We're both here. Squashing the rumor.
Seth, there is no rumor. You know my parents were not with Katie on Sunday.
Listen.
That's all I'm doing, Chris.
No, you're causing a problem because you know damn good and well where my parents were at their house on Sunday night. They weren't near Katie. They weren't near Sebastian. And if you got a problem.
Sunday night, we've been hearing this entire time that this child disappeared. Oh, hey, sweetie pie. We've been hearing that this child disappeared for a year on the 26th. Now, Chris himself is identifying this child disappeared on Sunday evening. The last time this child has been seen has now been corrected. It has now been corrected on the Amber Alert. Did you guys see that? The Amber Alert now identifies this child being last seen on February 25th. Everybody condemned me. Not everybody in this chat. You guys are here because you like the truth, not what people want to shove down your throat. But we have maintained on this channel that he has been last seen since the 25th, and all the hate channels. Yes, you idiots, you hate channel idiots that have to be told what to think. And if I offend you, maybe you should start using some common sense and quit being so offended and start taking some constructive criticism. The reason why I have maintained this child was last seen on the 25th, because this child was last seen on the 25th. It's not rocket science. Law enforcement said this child has not been picked up by a scent, has not been seen by a third party, and was not seen on video that evening into that morning. So the only photo that we have, the only images we have are the 25th from the Texas Roadhouse. No other third-party independent person saw this child since 6:30 at night, period. On the 25th, period. And I have maintained while I said that and why I've said that. And moreover, NamUs, which is the Department of Justice missing persons database, they've been maintaining since the beginning that this child was last seen also on the 25th. The disconnect was at the state and local level, not at the federal level. Okay? So now that everybody is on the same page, and now we know that Sebastian has not been seen since February 25th, this puts a target and a problem square on that home. Okay? Ground zero is truly that, ground zero. Nobody's seen that child ever again after walking into that home. You guys get it? You guys are understanding and following? So now we get to, how did he leave? Many of us do not believe he simply walked out the door. Let me grab this. We did a live on this show. I still have not taken our work. Let me take this off here. I still have not taken our work away. Let me see if I can flatten this out and put it on my belly, and maybe I can stand up and y'all can see. There we go. Nope, not going to do it. It's got to have my face in here. There we go. We've got all these things of why he would have left and why he would not leave. We did this as a group together when we had, I believe, about 1,200 people in this chat. So I think out of all the accuracy, and trust me, there was a lot of hate channels in here. They had an opportunity to participate. And you know, the bad people of YouTube were here. And they had an opportunity to state what the reasons they think Sebastian would leave the home. And with all the people, including those pesky little gnats, we got for the reasons he would leave. Very small, 5 reasons. Abuse, CPS reports, scared for his life, according to his dad. If someone he knew took him somewhere, he didn't want homeschool. Constant embarrassment. Why he would not leave, right? This was, again, prepared by you guys as the audience. And the reason why we have identified lots more are identified on reasons why he wouldn't leave as opposed to why he would leave. And those reasons why he wouldn't leave, or we don't believe he would leave, is he never left home before. He is not an eloper. And we've learned through a lot of experts in autism that if they were going to elope, it would have started at a much younger age. That's not the case in this particular situation. He had no shoes, had no jacket. It was cold. He has a grass allergy, hates bugs, hates dirt, doesn't like dirty water, left all devices at home, took no clothes or other personal items with him, had no food or other nourishment, had no money, doesn't like the dark, doesn't like loud noises, no medication. I heard that autistic children, if they know that they are on a medical or medication regimen, they know they have to take their medicine. So it is my understanding that according to people I've spoke to, believes that even if he didn't, like, it's highly unlikely he would have taken no personal belongings. But the fact that he knew he needed his medication and failed to take that when he left the home is also another red flag from what I was told. Again, take that with what you'd like to take that with. That's what I was told. Outside of his routine is key to thriving of autistic in children on the spectrum. So this is completely outside of his routine. Left beloved pets behind, nowhere to sleep, fear of strangers, and had no one to help him. So we have quite the list, to say the least, about the reasons why he would not walk out the door. Thank you. Looky. Thank you so much, Outer Banks. God bless you. I'm getting heat for defending BHB on post. Well, be careful. You don't need to defend me. I come up here. I got a big platform. Don't get yourself in frustration. It's not worth. Listen, I truly believe arguing with idiots only make you look like an idiot. These people, they're not here for the truth. They're here for distractions. You're never going. Their goal is much different than our goal. Our goal is to help find answers, to bring Sebastian home. Their goal is to distract from finding Sebastian to help the bad parents. So there's no point in defending. What I would do is I'd block them. That's what I do. That's my key. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been sucked into arguments that I shouldn't have been sucked into. And I've just learned you can't argue with people. People with no common sense don't get it overnight, okay? They're idiots, and you got to understand that a lot of people that don't think very healthy and aren't healthy people all congregate together. It's the birds of feather analogy, right? So they're never going to come. They're too busy hate bonding. That's their jam. So there's no point. You can't argue with them. So I appreciate it, but don't argue with them. There's no point. They're not. Their brains are gone. They've left the station. Okay. They have no common sense whatsoever. You are a person that understands what's going on, has common sense, has a good brain that functions just fine. Not so many people. Not all people are fortunate, right? Birds of a feather flock together for us too, right? People with common sense come over here. They stay away from that nonsense. So just stay away from the nonsense. It's not worth your joy for the day. I can tell you that. Don't let it suck your joy. Bobby, thank you so very much. God bless you all for the love and support you guys give me. I really do appreciate it. Now, we're going to get over to Pinchot. There's some stuff. I'm not playing his whole video. I'm going to encourage everybody that would like to watch his video to please go to his show and watch the video. There's only the ending section that I really want to talk about, because I think this is another step in the right direction for, I know, Peak says common sense ain't so common anymore. But hey, at least it's a majority. That's all we can strive for, right? It is a dying breed. It is a dying breed, thanks to our educational system. It is a dying breed. So anyways, getting back to this is Pinchot. I'm just getting the last end of the video that we're going to discuss, because it's about the positioning of the car. I think that's super important, because it does give us another level that this car was not just, like the unscrupulous PI would like us to believe, that it just pulled up. It was just waiting to get a fare and was going to move on, or it was picking up a boyfriend, or was picking up whatever he wants people to believe. Well, it's not so. This car was not even on the roadway. It seems like the car was completely and utterly into the grass. And what really upsets me about this situation is two-part. I doubt that our law enforcement would have taken the time to go get casts of tires in that area. And I also believe, because of the amount of law enforcement in that community, they would have contaminated those marks when they pulled up to search for them. So tire impressions are a great tool for law enforcement to use, especially in circumstantial cases, to identify a specific car being in a specific area. And it's usually because, just like our jeans, many people don't realize that the creases on our jeans, especially in the seams, when they come out of the factory, they're flat, right? Over time, we wear very unique grooves into our jeans. It's crazy. We go really deep into these cases. So they can use like, say, an image of a jean and be able to take this crease and say, this is you, because no other jean creases this way, because it's creased this way because it was born on your body. Shoes are a lot similar. We can all have size 8 shoes, but we walk differently. So our wear pattern on the bottom of our shoe is different, right? And so we also walk and get little things in. We break our sole ever so slightly, or a rock gets in there and makes a clear impression, in mud, in dirt. And they can literally identify a shoe from one shoe to another because of the imperfection on the sole. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're not thinking about that they can do. But when you're listening to the whole entire story about how the cavalry came in, you have to imagine that they are probably lined up and down Stafford Court. And where was the unknown vehicle? In the grass on the corner of Stafford Court, just in front of that camera. And again, another, if they did not identify that this child ran away and told law enforcement up front they didn't know what happened to this child, they might have been a little more cautious about not contaminating the crime scene. But now, in my mind, I don't believe they would have gotten the tire impressions that they could have had law enforcement not crowded that area that morning and got some more information. Like, I wish they would have cut it off at Stafford, like wouldn't let any cars, even cop cars, into the Stafford Court area, and especially not on the grass until they knew what was happening. I've seen photos of it. I don't know if they drove on the grass or if they were just on the cement part of it, but I don't think that they would have had the wherewithal to go out there and get plaster images of tire impressions if they were visible. I don't even know if they were looking for tire impressions to see if they were visible. I'm hoping that they were, but we just don't know. So this is where Pincho's video kind of comes in. And again, I'm taking the last 3 or 4 minutes. I think I got it marked right, but I can't be 100%.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember now, right, to like and subscribe, because once you've seen this, you'll be stunned and you'll just forget. So this is the flashlight video itself with my image overlaid over the top. And as you can see, it's all lit up. It's unbelievable what you can see. So you can see Sebastian's house there.
Okay, I don't agree. I don't think so either, Bobby.
And I'm going to press play now. So get ready.
I'll give you guys my impression once we're done here, but no, I don't believe Sebastian was put in there, but I do agree with him in part. So we'll get to that. Let me give you guys the full screen. You can see the light. Oh, I'm not even on there. You can see the light right here, one of the lights, and it's coming literally from, I want to go back. Hold on. Look where it's coming from. The secret door. No, it's not. It's coming around. Never mind. Seemed like it came from the front, didn't it? Looks like the light is walking around something. You can see the bushes that it's around, and it just flickers out.
So if you watch again, right, you can see my light there.
Yeah, and you can see the other light.
That light onto the light in the video, and you'll see me just shift it as well at the end because they shake their hand.
I'm curious about that secret window, that secret door. I'm so worried about that secret door because everybody's told me that they have a lot of access to their crawl space from inside their home. And so I don't know if that's true. I've always wondered that, but that was a pretty big crawl space because look at the door on the outside. Unless it was just a larger room on the outside with a smaller door and it was just cut off from the rest of the house, that would be one thing, but we just don't know.
And so what I did was I tracked it with them shaking their hand just to keep the light in the same place at the same time. So watch my light there, how I locked it onto their light on the actual video. Did you see I tracked it with the light on my image? Well, I've just watched the final part of the video with my light overlaid over the top of the car pulling up. Everyone says there's a car pulling up here. But on my video, it's placed in this ditch, the light, and it seems to be heading to this drain here. Like somebody's trying to go into the drain. Is that what could have happened? I can't believe it. I might have actually solved what's happened to Sebastian with this video. Well, what do you think?
I can tell you, just to let you guys know, let me just go back 5 seconds. I believe the car was pulled up in here because it was kind of right here, but it was all fours. I don't know if they did put something in the drainage ditch, it would have been, it wouldn't, I don't know if it could have fit Sebastian first and foremost, but my understanding is these were some of the first things drained, or not drained, but searched. So I don't know, in the amount of time that the car was sitting there, 3 to 5 minutes, I don't know how much time that would have left them. And not only that, but we have those images that we're going to be discussing where it shows somebody being loaded into a vehicle. So I don't know. Could they have hid something in here or put something down here of evidence? Yeah, it's possible. They could have dropped something over in this area too, and it would have, eventually made its way to that retention pond or the scent, because this all drains into that retaining pond that the dogs hit on. So does that have something to do with it? I don't know. Do I think Sebastian was right there? No, I don't. I think that they would have found him that close to the house, because my understanding is those were the first places that were searched. And not only that, but they had specific searchers that did nothing but check the culverts. They didn't do anything else but check all of the culverts around the area. So yes, I do believe that Pinchot is onto something. I do believe that this might explain that retaining pond issue, but we still don't know. It's speculative, but I think it is driving a legitimate narrative here, because at the end of the day, when we see the car, now we know the car was not on this road. It was totally over in the grass. And so you see that kind of embankment. Remember how mob crews said that, why can't we see the front lights as if it's sitting up? It's because it's not. I feel like it was in an angle down there. So I think this comes back to mob crews assessment as well about the angle of the vehicle. And you can kind of see how it goes down there. And that could explain the headlight issues and why we could not see the actual lenses themselves. We could only see the light out in front. And if you guys remember, in front of those lights was a lot of grass. It wasn't roadway. It was grass that we were seeing in front of the lights. So that further supports that this car was fully over into the grass, sitting on the grass area, not without any tire on the pavement. I don't think any of their tires were on the pavement.
What do you think?
So in this particular situation, we know that here's the you see the car. I don't know if you notice it that it's imposed here. Do you see these lights right here? That's the lights from the front of the car. This is the back brake light right here. Look at it. It's not in the road at all. It's over in the grassy knoll, kind of leaning into that embankment. The embankment's not very steep by any stretch of the imagination. But I think this is important because the car wasn't even in the road. We've all been thinking that this car's in the road. Silver on the scene stated months ago that the car was parked in the grass up to the culvert. There you have it. Oops, wrong one. There you have it. There you have it. I did not see that episode from Silver's on the scene, which is why it's very important that we keep passing information around because, you know, even though we do this all the time, I know Silver's and still miss that. So now we know that this car, without a doubt, and we have supporting information, this 3D imaging software that shows exactly the positioning of that car, and it makes sense. So this is starting, in my mind, starting to heat up, but it's not enough. It's not enough, but it's definitely painting a different picture than what we've had before. And I know a lot of people are still on the premeditation route with this case. Even with the day out, I'm not quite there yet. I still think that the day did not go as planned, and there was an altercation at the house, and it was the altercation that had unintended consequences that brought us to this point, is what I kind of believe happened. But I'm still open to new information, and I do understand why people do have the perception of the premeditation aspect of it, because there's a lot that lean toward that premeditation aspect of it, such as the date that this happened, February 26, 8 years prior to that moment, was the date that Katie filed for divorce from Seth, February 26, 2016. And then by February 26, 2024, Sebastian is gone and never seen again. So we have that, which is well known. Plus, a lot of people think that this was not a normal weekend, that they did a lot, and that they believe that this was his last fun day. And that's what helps support their premeditated theories when it comes to this case. Again, I'm not there yet. I understand. That's why I'm explaining. I understand their points in positions and why they believe it's premeditated. But I'm not quite there yet because of several situations. Those several situations is the 3-hour phone call, which seems to me like the oh shit call. It does happen. I've heard about these calls before. We've aired these calls before. The planning of the dupe, right? Because if it's my theory, not the premeditated one, then we have an oh shit factor. We have a cleanup factor because you got to get things prepared, and we've got somebody coming to help factor. And so far, those things have happened in this particular case. Now, the state of mind and how much planning went into this, if it is premeditated, I truly just don't know. I don't know, and I haven't found anything to support that yet, not even a scintilla of it, other than, people's opinion is that was the Last Supper. So I don't know, but I do understand everybody's perspective when it comes, whether they believe it's premeditated or not premeditated. I understand both lenses. But I think this is super huge because this shows another level of obscurity. They took the car off the road and into the grass, so it would be more obscured from anybody that could be driving by, in my opinion. So there we have it with that. And then I want to get to, let me take this off. That's I just dropped the link for that. So if you guys would like to go watch the entire, I recommend everybody going over there and supporting Penn Show, but I didn't need to show everything. It's a 17-minute video because I don't need everything for my talking points here. So we've had this photo come up. I put it together. If you guys don't know what this is, we originally started out with this photo right here. This was enhanced by Grace's gavel and further enhanced by Lady Freedom Raw Narratives. And so I threw it out here and I let my audience kind of take a gander at it because, again, this is not my forte. And I know that somebody out there does this type of work for a living. And not only that, but just looking at it, because you remember back in the day where the teachers held up cards. It's like, what do you see? And somebody says, you know, something, and somebody else says, oh, it's a butterfly or it's a bear. And it's just blobs on, you know, a white postcard. You guys remember those? Well, everybody sees things a little differently. So I wanted to throw this out there to the audience to find out what people believe. And so I had 4 different renderings. I didn't get the 4th one, but the person described what they saw and I could understand what they were saying they saw. So this was the original photo that we started with. And then this was the second photo somebody had. I think it might even have been, I can't remember who sent this. I think it might have been Robin. I'm not sure. Somebody sent this over to me, and they believe that this right here is like the face and head, and this is the arms kind of draping down, and this right here is the butt, and these are the feet. That's what somebody had believed, that these are the feet up here. And then, of course, we have this, and we have what appears that might be, you know, Katie here. We've got this white something here. And then we have the image of what we believe is Chris here. This is a person that has the same height, body features, and even though you can't see it on this blown up version, when you reduce it, you can see the eyes, you can see the facial hair, you can see a lot more when it's not so large to be blown up on the screen. You can see a lot more details in it. And so I definitely recommend everybody taking that and shrinking the photo down to see the face, because there is a face there. But it wasn't until, so I presented these because I don't know which it is. You know, we are all seeing it. When the one person sent me this and described it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see it. Holy crap, I can see it, right? And then when somebody sent this to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that as well. I can see it. But I could see what they were all seeing. Now, with the help of hindsight, I believe we may have some more information. She also took a gander at editing doing some enhancements on the video. And so I wanted to show you guys those, and then we'll come back to this. And I've got some other stuff that I showed you yesterday. But without further ado, let me find that one. I think it's this here. So we're going to do it first in, we're going to first do it in the screen that it is, and then I'm going to blow it up for you guys. No. Where is it? Where's my blob? There's my blob. Okay, here we go. Let me try to get this centered. I guess that's the best it's going to be. Maybe I can just, maybe something like that. Okay. You can almost see something being carried. You see that? So now it's brought me, another thing. DG might be in the photo. Who's DG? I'm not sure. My opinion, Sebastian saw what a monster he is, clearly. Yes. So we can see this, and this is images that are being cleared up by Hindsight 2002. I'm going to be dropping a video in about 2 hours after this live ends, and there's one part in there that I say, I do it all the time, Hindsight 2020. It's not Hindsight 2020, it's Hindsight 2002. So please go over there, give her some love, show her some support, sign up, subscribe to her channel, whatever the case may be. Very good. Love Hindsight. Love her work. Have loved her work since I've been on these platforms. Hindsight's been around for a long time. But you're clearly seeing now that different filters and different images are being brought up. You're starting to see that something happened. At the end of the day, guys, what we're seeing is somebody being removed from a home. And it looks like the stepfather's the one removing him from the home with the help of the mother. That's what this appears to be. This is kind of what we were thinking, but it doesn't mean, I just want to stress to you guys, because at the end of the day, we have a father that's trying to find his son. Okay. As you can imagine, he's been very hopeful for his son. That's what's been driving him, is the hope for his son, right? And for his son to come back home. And he wants people around him that have the same goal as he does in bringing his son home and bringing his son home safely. And because of that, we have to caution everybody, because we are all, no matter how you look at this, whether you're a hate channel or you're a true crime channel, we still, I think a lot of us still want the truth, not necessarily some of the hate channels, but I think some of the hate channels are just misdirected, not the ones that we're fighting with right now. Those are criminal channels. I got nothing for them. But there are just some, channels that just don't believe that parents can do horrible things, even though year after year after year after year, a lot of parents are going to jail for doing just that, hurting their child. But we've got something here. This is a lot of work here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and we're here to learn what happened. And it's hard to keep continuing to say that the parents are not involved when you can clearly see an image of Chris in these videos. And again, if we've got this, if the true crime community has been able to do this with a speck of light, I can't imagine the quality of imagery our law enforcement bodies have, how much clearer their imagery is for this case. Because we saw a flashlight go back toward the house. So now that we are here, this is kind of where I think we are. I want to tell everybody now, keep sending this stuff in. I don't want, just because this is my assessment, just because this is my assessment doesn't make it true. Okay, folks? I want you guys to understand that. We are here to learn. It doesn't mean just because I say it's right, it's right. I'm always open to new interpretation. That's why I present all this stuff to you, is because I like to hear from you. I like to learn, just because I think it's this way. I mean, look at the three different options that we had. Why isn't this not going down? Why, look at the three different options. People saw stuff in here. They definitely saw stuff in here. And some of the stuff I'm hearing about, I'm not really liking hearing about it. But either way, did I just lose it? I did. Dad, burn it. I just shut it. I just closed it. Holy smokes. Hold on a second. I didn't mean to do that. Let's try this again. I do stuff like this all the time. I don't mean to. hit one button wrong and boom, 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 you got problems. Okay, so this is I kind of am starting to favor this one right here. I'm going to pull it up for you because of the new stuff that Hindsight just sent. Oh, Big Mac Mike up in the house. Looky, looky. Nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. So this is kind of the one that I think I'm kind of favoring, to be honest with you, based on what we've learned from the video with Hindsight 2002. I feel like he was carrying something, and I feel like what he was carrying was the white color. Okay, that's important because we needed to see a different perspective to try to delineate what we're seeing here. And now that Hindsight's put out that video, I truly believe we can delineate that the white color is most likely Sebastian, where the dark color must not be. So now with this being said, I truly believe what we're seeing here is Katie's head. I believe Katie's ponytail right here. I believe this is the side of the ear and hair right here. Oh, sorry, right here on her. And I think her hair is going down this way on this side of her neck right here. So you see that right here? I think it's going down the side of her neck right here, where we can see her whole neck, her whole neck on this side. I think it's hidden by her hair on this side, but you can kind of see the same, almost the same pattern here, right there. That's what it'd be right there. So I think we're seeing the side of her face. I think this right here is her ear. I think this is her ponytail. And like I said, it's going down over her shoulders, which is not going down over her shoulders here. It's behind her back here. So I think this is going down here in that photo. I think this right here is without a doubt the same clothes she has on right here. I think this is the same clothes she has on right here. Right here. Oops, sorry. So, and then it almost looks like even her arm out right here because she's got a band on her arm. And I think you can almost see the shadowing of the band kind of right here. So I think what we're seeing, just my assessment of this, it doesn't have to be your assessment. It's my assessment. I think we are finally starting to figure it out. This truly is Katie. This right here is part of, the part that we can see between Katie, the camera, that is Sebastian, and this is Chris. And I think the audio might have some relevance if true. I never believed the audio because I couldn't source the audio, but just because I can't source the audio doesn't mean the audio is not legitimate. So we've got somebody that definitely resembles what Katie looked like the hours before when she was seen with her son showing up on a camera outside of her home 3 hours before her and her husband call law enforcement to report a child missing. I would like to know why we're seeing Katie in images at 3 a.m. in the morning when she was allegedly sleeping in her bed. I would like to know that. And in the same clothes nonetheless. She's in the same clothes. I want to know if law enforcement tested her clothing that she was visible in this evening. I'm hoping that they took all of their clothing in. Somebody brought this up, but I don't think this is the white shirt. Somebody sent me it could very well be. We still don't know what this is. I definitely think we've identified Katie. I think we've identified Katie here. And without a doubt, I believe we've identified Chris here. So what we're seeing here is Katie and Chris outside of the home where a child disappeared from in the middle of the night when they allegedly were home in bed sleeping. So this is starting to become a little more difficult and a little more difficult to dispute. And again, going back to our friend, hindsight 2002, we've got, I think, the assistance to get us off the edge because we see white. Now, if I'm wrong, hindsight, you might have to write it in an email. It's being carried, and it's the white. You guys see that? These are the flashlights. These are the flashlight videos. The reason why they're moving is because these images are walking in the video. So that unscrupulous PI is more than, oh, you guys didn't even see that. Dad, burn it. I hate when I do that. Let's do it again. Let's do it again for all of you. Oh, I don't even have it on the stage. Let's watch it again. The reason why you're seeing it move is because it's walking. I want you to watch it. Now let's blow it up. So you guys are getting it. You guys are getting it. It took us a little ways. It took us all a long time to get here. Again, this is from people's abilities and expertise that Bullhorn Betty does not possess. Okay. But Bullhorn Betty does possess a brain, does possess common sense, and realizes this is great work that our true crime community has put together for the sake of Sebastian. This is without a doubt telling to me. I don't care if anybody else sees what I see. I'm the one that's researching this case. I'm the one that's bringing it here. I know what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is a boy unwillingly being taken from his home. And it looks like a boy being unwillingly taken from his home by his mom and his stepfather. That's what I'm seeing. We don't know what condition Sebastian is in, but I gotta think that he's not mentally okay right now. He's been taken from his father for almost a year. It doesn't appear that he's had medication. Probably all the work that they have been doing on Sebastian for the last 15 years is probably all have to be redone and started all over again. And that's in the best possible situation. That's the best possible situation. But you know that gut feeling we all had that the mom and stepdad knew more? This is evidence, without a doubt, that the mom and stepdad know more. Where the flip is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? I want to know where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is because there are two people that know exactly where he's at. Two people. And you know what? We've known it from day one. From the minute we started covering this case, something didn't sit right with us. We tried to pass it off like it was nothing, just, possibility. But the more and more we saw, the more and more uncomfortable we got. Their behaviors weren't matching. We knew something was up. Guys, this is solidifying that. Something is up. But now we're laser focused on the people responsible for the disappearance of this child. Now we need to get to work and find out where he's at. Because it's always important to know who the suspects or persons of interest are in any case, or who the person that had motive, means, and opportunity are, so we can hone in on them. Because wherever Sebastian is, goes back to my statements I have been making for the last year, is going to be known to the person that put him there. And nobody else. So now, all you folks out there that see what I see, it's time for us to get to work. Where have people been? People, places, and things. We need to know, we need to learn that. We need to understand that. We need to identify areas that this child could be in. We know that the mom and stepdad has some explaining to do. And we know why they tried to shut my mouth. You mess with the bull, you get the bullhorn. That's all I got to say. And a lot of people too. This is in my wheelhouse as checkmate, and I'm going to continue to say that. I'm not going to sit here and argue with idiots on their platforms or anything else about what we're seeing, because the people that were involved in this know damn well that that's legit. And I can only imagine that they're probably very hot under the collar. I can probably imagine them screaming and throwing a fit and trying to shut this down, right? And F you and F this. You know what? They're probably not even talking to their own team right now. They probably cut off everybody at this point. I would presume. I would presume that nobody's talking to these people. I don't know that. That's just an opinion. It's a speculative opinion of mine. But I'd have to think with the bombshell information that's now being leaked on social media, I doubt these parents are talking to anybody, because they now know it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Here in America, we offer people attorneys if they cannot afford one. And from the very beginning, I said, if I were these parents, I would have shut the hell up a long time ago. But hey, they had to come out here and try to force your compliance in believing that they are good people. Even yesterday, listening to Web Sleuths, he was trying to explain to people how he couldn't be a bad guy, because look what he did for Seth. Look at all the good stuff he did to Seth, so they could be together. Couldn't be a bad guy because look what he did to Seth. Look what he did for Seth. He talks about Seth. He talks about Seth and wanting to be the same as Seth when it comes to alibis and believability. But then any other time he talks about Seth, Seth is beneath him. But Seth is neck to neck with him when it comes to this case. He's always wanting to put himself right with Seth. We took our polygraph, we're all cleared, me, the mom, and of course the stepfather. Me and Seth were told we didn't need to take the polygraph. Me and Seth were told this. Me and Seth were told that. But then it's like, oh, well, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't even be around his son, because he wouldn't have the job he does, because I'm such a great stepfather. Look what I did. Look what I did. Keep working, guys. We got a lot of work to do. Don't let up. Keep going through social media. Keep pulling these. Keep working with the videos that we have. Keep working it, guys. We're getting very, very close. And if we're getting this close, it's making me be a lot more confident in law enforcement, because again, I got this thing called common sense, and there ain't no way a bunch of deadheads on social media has got stuff that law enforcement doesn't have in their possession, custody, and control. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. My common sense is telling me they have a hell of a lot more information than we will ever have in our hot little hands. And if we have this, they got some powerful stuff. And it gives me the belief that they are, in fact, going to make this case is going to be solved soon. And now we know, listen, we don't know what they presented to Katie to make her say she's not willing to speak without an attorney anymore. Could they have presented this to them and said, hey, what's going on here? Could they have presented this to them? We don't know what caused her, but listen to this. She can't invoke her right to remain silent until she's provided the right to remain, like, you know what I'm saying? They had to, if she was just staying away from law enforcement, not getting any updates, what would be, or even just getting updates, what would provoke her from invoking her right to remain silent over an update? It doesn't make sense. For somebody to invoke their right to remain silent, they were probably brought into a room and interrogated and finally said, I don't want to talk to you anymore until I have my attorney present. Something had to happen to elicit that response. Mr. Fungus Foot can't commote. Commote, is that it? Commote with Seth? I don't know what that means. I love you, feisty mama, but you got to be, I'm not smarter than a 5th grader. You got Bullhorn Betty. All I can hear is CP comment, you will never find, I know. And I'm still trying to find that flipping statement. I know I heard it. And you know what? It's probably on one of those disgusting hate channels. And I don't want to go listen to their crap. Making a joke out of a 15-year-old disappearance. It's disgusting to me. It's disgusting. So there you guys go. Oh, complete. compete. Okay. Compete. Let me go back up there so I can read this now. Okay. So it says Mr. Fungus Foot can't compete with Seth. No, he can't. Seth is a much better person than either one of these other parents. Period. I absolutely believe that with all my heart. You know how I know that? Because he loved his son and he wouldn't hurt a hair on his freaking head. He damn sure doesn't have 5 CPS reports in 2 years. He damn sure wasn't trying to rehome his son. He was trying to get his son to come home with him. So these disgusting parents can kiss Bullhorn Betty's white disparaging ass. I know, it's a scary thought. There goes my camera. It's when I slam stuff down, it doesn't like me too much. It kicks everything off. That's okay. We're over. We're done with the show, guys. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me and being with me this beautiful. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Being with me this beautiful Saturday morning. I hope you guys are learning some stuff. Stuff is coming out. Be ultra vigilant, ultra focused. If you guys see anything on any other channels that might help in this conversation, we are trying to find out where this young boy is. And now we finally see him being loaded and removed from the area. So now we need to find out what area he went to so we can locate him. It is super, super important. His dad is worried sick about him. His dad wants him brought home and wants him brought home as soon as humanly possible. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And we'll go over all of our sponsors of this show. Thank you guys so, so, so much. Primrose says, in my eyes, Seth is a good man and a loving father. And the information we have learned through interviews and CPS reports that apparently CP is abusive, allegedly, and has anger issues, in my opinion. I concur with your assessment. I absolutely. And you know what? The courts concur as well. They're the ones that made this man go through the anger management classes and parenting classes and high resolution conflict stuff. I mean, clearly the courts concur and believe the same thing. So it is been, founded by the courts as well. Unlike Seth. Seth's stuff was never founded by the court, but surely Chris's was. If you don't believe me, go look at the docket at New Mexico. He was absolutely, without a doubt, ordered to parenting classes and high conflict resolution classes or something like that. It was crazy. Never heard that class before, but it means that he's a hothead. That's what it means. So Anyways, our beautiful Smiley's World with snacks. Thank you, Smiley. Angel of Light, good morning. Melanie telling everybody happy Saturday. Udi gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership for the person that got it. We got our beautiful Outer Banks up in the house, and I'm getting heat for defending BHB on post. And let them have their opinion. They're idiots. What can we say? Bobby, thank you so much for the super sticker. Our beautiful Valerie, 4-month member. Thank you so much for all the love and support. In my opinion, I think they need to check all the drain sewers. I do too. And that's what Dog was trying to get people to do as well. I mean, we don't know. Look at Caleb Harris. You know, they said they checked. Well, he was where they allegedly said they checked. You know, nobody knows what happened to that boy, but it doesn't sound like this. It was unintentional. He had to have gotten in there somehow. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree with you, Valerie. I think it's time for them to recheck some stuff. Feisty Mama says, Mr. Fungus Foot can't compete with Seth. Usually I'm good at figuring out. It's Saturday. I only had 1 cup of coffee in me. My brain's not on fire this morning yet. Stephanie, thank you so much. And Mandy, Anna, thank you. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. How about that comment he said to Seth? What if Sebastian? Oh, I know. And you guys, now, you know what? Oh my gosh. This is kind of going into a life of his own because now we're hearing all these things. I forgot about that, Kevin. I did. It's something that, I would have eventually gotten around to, but I forgot about that. Now that we see what we see being loaded up in a vehicle, hearing those statements and knowing that the person being loaded up in that vehicle was incapacitated at some degree. Why do I say that? I say that because the person wasn't freely walking with them. They were carrying something large. And within 30 minutes of him arriving to the scene, the first thing he talks to Seth about is if this goes south. What in the ever-loving you-know-what? I forgot about that. This has got to be hard. Oh, my God. I told Seth to stay off my channels for a little bit. I'm hoping he listens, but I have a funny feeling he's looking up under the hood. I don't know. It's not looking good. I forgot all about that, Kevin. I forgot all about that. I've always said Seth had no actual part in his son's disappearance, that Katie and Seth, but Seth has a history that raises. Actually, he doesn't, Tracy, to be honest with you, he doesn't. Those were the hate channels manufacturing crap. They took an affidavit. What they did is, as you know, in any, I'm not sure if you've been divorced or not. I'm not going to, I'm just going to have to plead to your good sense, right? The information that came out from a divorce. And it was an affidavit that was submitted by Katie into a divorce case that wasn't supported, and the judge didn't entertain as accurate, true, or correct, and actually ruled against that affidavit by giving Seth joint legal custody of his son. If those were founded, then affidavits are just that. Anybody can write affidavits about you. Doesn't mean it be true. I mean, look at what the Proudfoots and the Bowerstocks did to me. They said I was coming to their house with a gun, that I threatened them with a gun, that I was coming there to get answers. That's what's on their affidavit. You know what I'm saying? I've never done that. Now some Yahoo 10 years down the road is going to say, oh my God, look how violent this lady was. And it was an affidavit that has not been supported by any findings of the court. I've never had my rights in this case. They were taken from me. So there's a lot to be had in why this is being taken up by the Circuit Civil. But either way, in my opinion, Tracy, I would really reconsider your position on that information, because it came from Katie. I mean, how can she lie so much about her own son and what they did, and you believe something like that? It just doesn't make sense. So I hope you reevaluate it. I'm not going to, it's whatever you feel, but I do disagree a lot with that, because it wasn't found. I can understand if it was founded, and the judge had ruled in favor of Katie, but by them not ruling in favor of Katie, which Katie didn't want him but to have, scheduled time with him, right? Definitely not joint legal custody. She wanted to be the primary custodial parent and have the full custody. Well, that's not what the judge ordered. And if the judge thought that he was this violent buffoon, he would have ordered him parenting classes. He would have ordered him a whole host of stuff like they did to Chris Proudfoot, and they probably wouldn't give him. Chris does not have joint legal custody of Faith. And there's a reason why the judge has not ruled to give him joint legal custody of Faith. In this case, with this garbage that was filed against him, against his mother, or by his mother, it's just, I'm not going to get too much into it. I think you get my gist. I think I pled that out as well as I can. Thank you, Tracy, for your commentary. But I do hope you go back and just do a little bit and just, reevaluate the statements and where you heard them, and see if they really do fit in there, because I just think it was a whole bunch. It was like a mountain made out of a molehill, because we all know how affidavits work. So just keep that in mind. That's really it. Oh, thank you. If you want your son to go to church, still gets to me. That's another one. We heard that on this Web Sleuths one as well. Oh, thank you. Sunset Gazing. Thank you for being here a whole month. Awesome. Thank you all for being here. That's just kind of my commentary. I hope everybody, starts praying. I hope that we can find Sebastian healthy and happy. Healthy, is a minimum. So we're still looking for him, but we finally do have some pay dirt, and it's not looking good for mom and stepdad. We all knew they had more answers. It appears that they do have more answers, but it's also making me very concerned because of like what Kevin said, the kind of commentary Chris had when he was walking into that house, knowing that he was on the outside of the house just a few hours prior to that. So I don't know. I'm kind of getting a little melancholy and a little upset myself over this. It's like, I just don't want the evidence kind of supporting this angle. I really don't. I just don't. So anyways, I love you guys. Keep your head up. We're going to keep working through it. If you guys see anything or hear anything, please send it over to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Thanks so much, guys. Rocking out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, say it with me. Kind to one another. All right, you guys get out of here. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We've brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.